gentlemen, and members of the press. My name is Professor Mbali Festus. I am a professor of adult and environmental education at the University of Port Harcourt. We are environmental parliamentarians here in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Today we had environmental parliament where two cases were presented before us, and we deliberated on those two cases. One of the cases was a matter of Otuabagi community in Bayelsa State, where a research was conducted, and it was discovered that hydrocarbon was found in the blood of about 80 women that were involved in the research beyond the permissible rate of the World Health Organization. And to draw our attention to what Otuabagi, or which community is Otuabagi. Otuabagi is a community in Bayelsa State where oil was first discovered and explored in 1956. We read from history that oil was first explored or discovered and explored at Olubri. It happened that it was actually at Otuabagi, but Otuabagi was at Olubri clan, and the Olubri took over the name of Otuabagi. And for over 60 decades, the oil exploration has taken place at Otuabagi. No remediation has been done. Pollution has been massive. Land degradation has been massive and horrible and terrible, to the point of people or residents or indigenous on that place losing their sources of livelihood, rivers and creeks polluted, lands polluted, and agricultural produce yield declined massively, that to produce food in such communities is a very serious case now, based on the report we got today. And should I say no, or the only health facility in that community is not functional. No personnel, no drugs, and other facilities that are required for effective healthcare delivery in that community. And we learned that an NGO conducted a research in 2023 in that community and discovered that the women involved in that research had benzene or hydrocarbon in their blood. And this research, according to the reporter, have been presented to different stakeholders, the chiefs, the community heads, other NGOs, the General National Congress, local government chairman, and the state government. And up till now, no response has been given to them. No issue, no attempt at finding solutions to that problem have been done in that community. So that community still live in their woes. That community people still live in their miserable conditions. And according to that report too, there's no source of drinking water in that community. And the only source of drinking water in that community was the one recently done by Share, which is not regular. NDDC, sorry, which is not regular. And as a result of both pumping and the treatment, and the community cannot fund the pumping and the treatment, and it's never steady. So they still go back to the pool, to their stream, where they also defecate to fetch water for their drinking, cooking, bathing, and in discharge of other domestic activities. We also got another report about the divestment of oil, multinational oil companies in Niger Delta region. And from that report, we got to understand that divestment means moving from the use of fossil fuel for productive activities of industry to run our power industries, into use of sounder, use of cleaner energy sources for industrialization, cleaner energy such as the solar energy, the hydro energy, and the wind energy. But in the case of Nigeria and Niger Delta, the application of divestment means bigger multinational oil companies selling off their facilities to lower Nigerian companies and moving offshore, while those companies operate onshore, and which is totally outside the global understanding of divestment. And as a result, these agreements and divestments are being done without the consent, without the agreement of so many stakeholders, including the community indigenes whose land have been degraded, whose land have been devastated, whose lives have been devastated, and possibly the question that have been raised is who will be responsible for the remediation of the environment when those who had operated in this environment for over 60 years are leaving it to go. Are the companies coming in new now operate for another 60 years before they start remediation? This was the question that was raised. This was the suspicion. Do this company, will they operate to make gains before remediation? So the community's members are not aware. They were not carried along in this process. And as a result of these cases that have been presented, we hereby present our resolution that remediation for the environment of Otuabagi community should be done with immediate effect. That is, without any delay. That environment need to be cleaned, environment need to be restored, the environment need to be remediated so that the people's sources of livelihood should be restored for them to continue to live a good and a healthy life. And we are also calling on all the stakeholders, the multinational oil companies, the federal government, the state government, the local government, to make sure that not only the existing health facility, which is non-functional, be revitalized, equipped with personnel, drugs, and other facilities. There is need for more health care facilities, hospitals, and health centers to be established to take care of the health care of the indigenes of that Otuabagi community. We are also calling on the government and the multinational companies that are operating or that have operated in that community that polluted their streams to make sure that there is a source of make provision for potable drinking water source for that community, so that they stop drinking from a polluted pond that is causing serious health challenges to them. And we're also saying that multinational oil companies, we are calling on multinational oil companies to carry all stakeholders along in their divestment plans, so that the stakeholders will understand the position of the company that are leaving, who should be held responsible for the remediation of their environment. It shouldn't be the case of the community people holding or attempting to hold the new companies responsible, and the new companies claiming that they were not responsible for the degradation of the environment, and now be asking for more time to operate before they'll be able to raise money to remediate the environment. The community members need to understand their position. They need to understand the position of the company that is going and the position of the company that is coming in, so that there will be no industrial or operational dispute in time to come. We don't want more oil-induced crisis in the Niger Delta region. And we are also calling for the remediation and the compensation of all the communities where degradation has taken place in Niger Delta region before the multinational oil company that is divesting should leave or finally conclude the divestment arrangement and hand over. There must be compensation. There must be remediation of the environment. These are our position and our recommendations. Thank you very much.